Welcome to The Orbit. I'm Valtuem, and I talk all things sci-fi and fantasy. Spoiler warning for Captain America: Brave New World. Where are the Avengers? What happened to the Skrulls? What's up with the celestial head poking out the Earth? As an entry into the MCU, Brave New World is burdened by, and benefits from, the continuity of what came before. How well does it develop said continuity? Well, let's find out. At the end of Secret Invasion, President Ritson revealed to the world that Skrulls had secretly infiltrated the planet. In Brave New World, less than a year later, Ross takes office. In his victory speech, Ross talks about the blip 4 years ago, and the celestial head 3 years ago. But he doesn't mention the invasion of shape-shifting aliens made public months ago. In a speech stressing the mounting threats humanity faces, it's a weird thing to leave out. What is Ross's stance on togetherness in a world full of friendly and not-so-friendly shapeshifters? Ritson also intended to pass a bill declaring all aliens as enemy combatants. Did that bill get passed by Congress? And what happened to the wave of vigilante violence that inspired? In a movie where a prominent character is the President of the United States, you'd think this would get addressed. It's like Secret Invasion never happened. Was it so secret even the writers didn't know about it? Brave New World establishes there hasn't been an Avengers since Endgame, 4 years ago. Why has nobody tried to reform the team in that time? Smart Hulk is very much interested in defending the Earth.
But we can't pretend like we aren't two of the few people on Earth that can actually protect her. And who's gonna protect the world if it isn't people like us?
And he returned to Earth at the end of She-Hulk, set in 2025. So as far as we know, he's been on planet for 2 years. Old Man Cap may or may not be alive. For some reason, Captain America: Brave New World doesn't give us any info about him. Probably because Marvel doesn't want to commit to anything yet. If he is alive, he'd definitely be interested in ensuring an Avengers team existed. Aside from Tony, he was the one most dedicated to protecting the world. Speaking of Tony, what about Pepper? She's not interested in upholding Tony's legacy? Everything he did post-Avengers 1 was out of a desire to protect the Earth from threats like Thanos. Pepper understood this.
We're gonna be okay. You can rest now.
Maybe these individuals simply refused to establish a government-controlled Avengers. Well, the Sokovia Accords were repealed in She-Hulk, so establishing a privately organized team has been an option for at least 2 years. And yet, Sam is caught off guard when Ross proposes the idea, as if he never thought of it and no one's talked to him about it. Despite all the crises that have occurred since Endgame, no one has thought to organize a response team. It's baffling. Brave New World finally addresses the Celestial in the room. It emerged from the Indian Ocean about 3 or 4 years ago, in Eternals. Turns out various nations have been squabbling over it, and its adamantium in the meantime. But what I'm interested in is the impact this thing would have on the planet. This huge mass, many miles tall, suddenly broke through the Earth's crust in the middle of the ocean. Mining minerals from it would be at the very bottom of people's concerns. The world's nations should be preoccupied with the fallout of mega-earthquakes, mega-tsunamis, worldwide flooding, drastically altered weather patterns, famine, widespread displacement, economic collapse.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria!
To be fair, this is mostly Eternal's fault. It failed to account for how catastrophic Tiamat's emergence would logically be. However, if Brave New World wants to focus on President Ross's efforts to help people, both in the US and abroad, then this should be addressed. Within a year of the blip, the world was hit by another cataclysmic event. Ross should be concerned with disaster relief, not mining rights. I'd like to take a moment to run through some miscellaneous details that have me scratching my noggin. Multiple times, characters refer to Isaiah Bradley as a previous Captain America.
Huh?
He was a super soldier that worked for the government. They never made him Captain America though, and he never identified himself as Captain America.
Least you can do is not rewrite history.
Bucky is running for Congress. I have no idea why. Did I miss something from Falcon and the Winter Soldier? What in that show would lead Bucky to believe he could do more good as a congressman? He's just gonna become another politician Sam will blame for the world's woes.
You've got to do better, Senator.
And wouldn't Bucky be too controversial a figure to get elected? He's an ex-Hydra assassin. He killed a lot of innocent people. Yes, he was under mind control, so it wasn't actually his fault. But how understanding would the public be about that? Maybe I'm being overly cynical, but I don't think they'd be all that comfortable with someone with his background representing them. After he became a super genius, Stearns apparently spent 16 years designing high-tech weapons for the military. What exactly did he accomplish, though? Since The Incredible Hulk, I don't recall the US military packing any particularly impressive weaponry compared to what already exists. That's because this is what we call a poorly executed retcon. Stearns has been here the whole time, yet has somehow had zero impact on anything. I do appreciate Brave New World's attempts to tie up loose ends. Emphasis on attempts. It's done in a lazy, haphazard way. None of it works. The movie mentions things like the Blip, the Avengers, and the Celestial Head, but it doesn't properly address or develop any of it. The movie only pays lip service to the concept of world building. As the MCU grows, it has more characters and more plot points the writers need to account for. How would this logically develop? How do these things interact? Does this retcon contradict anything that's already been established? That sort of thing. It's the writer's responsibility to think about this stuff, but since Endgame, they've either been incapable or unwilling to do so, resulting in a plethora of issues, which severely impact the audience's comprehension and investment in the story. And Brave New World's no exception. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Brave New World's world building? Did I miss anything? Please like and subscribe for more videos in the same vein. If you're interested in more Brave New World content, check out my videos on its Hulk elements and Sam Wilson's character. I'll see you on the orbit.